So I'm going to go over Step 9 in Section B, which is the conversion servo installation. I'll take these wires off the conversion servo. We already had the pot installation in the backup arm installation in Section A. Some of the original servos had all black wires for this pot connector. If you have one of those, you really want to change them out. They're very weak. You can change it out with just a standard servo connector, or you can send me an email at rotormast.com and I can send you some replacement ones with the colored wires. They're much stronger. Okay, to start off, we'll put the conversion servo into its slot. If you make this lead straight, it works a little better. You drop this wire into a rectangular hole, which is about 2 inches inside on the spar, and then there's another rectangular hole in the second tip rib, and you drop that wire through there, and then you can just pull it out through this window. And you take the pot connector wire, and I usually just run it through the second cutout in the spar, and you can pull it up through this pot installation hole in the tip rib. Now we've already got the pot assembly we built up, and you just want to plug that in. Make sure that little lock pin sets. And then you want to pull all the excess wire back into this bay where the servo goes. And then you can install your I don't put any washers on these, or I don't put any washers on these. We just Loctite them in place. We'll have to adjust the backlash a little bit later, so you don't have to get these real tight right now. So we'll have to adjust the backlash on this, so I won't tighten it up. Then push all your wire in. Install your conversion servo with the arm facing the axle. Then we supply a bigger washer for this, and I also add a beauty washer. So you get a beauty washer and a big diameter washer. Make sure you have a rag handy when you're building this up, so you can keep your hands clean, or you'll get fingerprints on your shit. Okay, then we'll install that stack up, the big washer, beauty washer. Then we have these little servo support pieces that go on either side of the servo. We'll Loctite those in place. Try to keep your hands clean when you're working with this wing to prevent getting a lot of fingerprints all over it. Then we want to install the rack gear. It goes on just like this. Then we can set the backlash. Make sure that wheel is loose. You haven't tightened that up. Then we'll screw in this adjustment screw. A little bit of Loctite on it. This is usually an iterative process. I get the backup wheel tight and check the backlash, which usually makes the backlash tighten up when you tighten up the wheel. So it's a little tight. I'm going to back it off. Push it back and forth to set that wheel all the way against the adjustment screw. Tighten the wheel back up. Check for backlash. That's about right, and then just want to make sure it doesn't get tight anywhere. That's about the right amount. Just make sure it doesn't get tight anywhere. And you can set this about mid-span. So grab a 8-inch extension out of the wiring pack and plug it into your conversion servo. Then add a zip tie to make sure it stays together. And drop that extension in down your wing. Then pull it out this window, hit the base of the wing. Now if you're doing the scale kit, the corner of this servo gets really close to the conversion fairing, so I'll trim that off with either an X-Acto knife or a Dremel tool. If you are doing the scale kit, you can skip ahead and add the conversion servo fairing right now. It's a little bit of a pain to add later because I recommend removing the nacelle. But skip ahead to the scale instructions and get your conversion fairing out, and you can actually place it on this wingtip and screw it into place. But if you can wait, I recommend that you fly this profile ship first and then add all the scale parts later.